All right, good afternoon, everybody. More outrage from the black community. A lot of people are dissatisfied with what happened to this young brother, Brandt Jean, who's murdered by that woman, ex-police officer Amber Guyger. Guyger, who is now 31 years old, shot and killed this young man, claiming that it was self-defense. She thought that Mr. Jean was in her apartment. She claims that she had the apartments mixed up, and this is why she shot Mr. Jean, because she thought he was in her apartment. But unfortunately, this young man was in his apartment, to where this young woman shot and killed him for no reason. She tried to say it was self-defense. She tried to say it was all a mistake. The jury didn't buy it, but she only got 10 years for this murder. So let's roll some news clips. Then I will get back to you and tell you how I feel about all of this. Let's roll these news clips.
Is breaking news from CBS 11.
And assess the defendant's punishment at 10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Years in prison, that is the sentence today for former police officer Amber Guyger in the murder of her neighbor, Brandt Jean. Jean's family sitting in the courtroom, they were in silence in the minutes following the sentencing. Some of their supporters, though, loudly expressing their disappointment tonight.
No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace!
While some are calling the sentencing a slap in the face at 10 years, one very emotional and unexpected moment came from Brandt Jean's brother.
And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you.
So a message of forgiveness followed by this emotional embrace in the middle of the courtroom with the very person who killed his brother. An incredible act of compassion after a highly charged and emotionally draining for many 8 days of testimony. It's been quite the day today. Thank you for joining us at 6 o'clock. I'm Doug Dunbar. As we join you, we are currently standing by for a news conference that is going to take place over at the Dallas Police Department. I understand Chief Renee Hall is expected to speak and directly to what has unfolded today in the Brandt Jean trial and the murder trial, and of course the sentencing now of Amber Guyger. Our coverage continues. We have a team of reporters this afternoon we've heard from through the day. J.D. Miles going to be talking to him this half hour. Steve Pickett, Robbie Owens, all three of them out there for us. J.D., let's begin with you inside Frank Crowley Courts building right now. The moment that kind of changed the tone of the courthouse post-sentencing. Tell us more about that.
Doug, there were scenes both inside and outside the courtroom that we've never seen before and may never see again. The sentence that came down at 4:03 p.m. by the judge who gave Amber a 10-year sentence was met by deep contempt by supporters of Brandt Jean's family, civil rights activists who marched down this hallway here outside the courtroom chanting "No justice," walking up to this microphone and expressing their dissatisfaction with this sentence. Then quietly inside the courtroom, the brother of Brandt Jean, Brandt Jean, began his victim impact statement. That's the last part of the trial. It's when the victim's family gets a chance to directly address the defendant. During that moment, the unexpected moment, he not only showed forgiveness for Amber Guyger, but love, and he asked to embrace her. It was a moment that touched everyone who saw it and certainly quieted the crowd that was outside the courtroom. Here is that moment. You're going to see it right now. And also, right afterward, Brandt Jean's mother, Allison Jean, she's giving an impassioned plea after all this for changes in the city of Dallas.
I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail.
Yesterday, we saw the conviction of Amber Guyger, and today we heard the sentence of 10 years in prison. That 10 years in prison is 10 years for her reflection and for her to change her life.
Obviously, Allison Jean not quite as forgiving as her son Brandt Jean was about what's happened here. Allison Jean called for the city to come to grips with its failings and come out of this whole experience a better place. As for Amber Guyger, she is on her way to the Dallas County Jail and will be transferred eventually to prison, where she will serve her 10-year sentence. Of course, she has to serve at least half of that, 5 years, before she is eligible for parole. Live at the Dallas County Courthouse, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
J.D.
I don't want to say twice or for the 100th time what you've or how much you've taken from us. I think you know that. But I hope you go to God with all the guilt, all the bad things you may have done in the past. Each and every one of us may have done something that we're not supposed to do. If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you. And I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. And I don't think anyone could say it. Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even bad for my family. But I love you just like anyone else. And I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you, because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do. And the best would be give your life to Christ. I'm not gonna say anything else. I think giving your life to Christ would be the best thing that both of them would want you to do. Again, I love you as a person, and I don't wish anything bad on you. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
Another powerful moment after the trial actually involved Judge Tammy Kemp. Here's something else not a lot of people may have seen. Steve Pickett live outside the courtroom as well in the hallways at Frank Crowley to tell us more about that moment. Steve?
Doug, after reading that verdict of 10 years in prison for Amber Guyger, it was State District Judge Tammy Kemp who met with the Brandt Jean family after the victim impact statement that you just saw, and then something else that a lot of people may not have understood or comprehended when it was broadcast throughout the world, frankly. Judge Kemp herself walking over to Amber Guyger. I have confirmed with her that she had a Bible. She shared that Bible with Amber Guyger, giving it to her. We were told that she read a Bible verse with Amber Guyger, and then they prayed together. It was Judge Kemp leading that prayer, and her hug, along with the same hug you saw from the brother of Brandt Jean, the judge herself, in that moment together with Miss Guyger. It was a moment, again, in all the years that I have covered criminal trials, I have never seen where not only a victim impact statement where an individual goes and hugs and shares tears with the person convicted of killing their loved one, but the judge sharing a Bible with the person she is now sent to prison for the next 10 years. It was, needless to say, quite a moment.
You know what bothers me is we as black people, we continue to turn the other cheek too much. We've been turning the other cheek for over 400 years now. We've been turning the other cheek to cheek so much that is, you can see our jawbone. It has gotten down to that. And another thing that really bothers me is the Christianity religion that black people preach. Black people, we are so blind. If you really read the Bible, Christianity is a white man's religion. And how it's so bad now, how it's so mind-blowing, so to speak, or how has it has Christianity period has brainwashed Christianity religion has actually brainwashed black folks. Just like that young man that hugged her in the court, which is the victim's brother, Brandt Jean. I think what really disturbs me with what he said to her, that is, I don't want you to go to jail, and I love you. Okay, that's very disturbing to me. It's mind blowing. I mean, how can you say that you don't want her to go to jail? Because if this was on the other foot, if Brandt Jean would have shot and killed Amber Guyger, would her family say, I love you and I don't want you to go to jail? Hell no. They'll be spewing all kinds of hate, saying, I hope you burn in hell. You need to get the death penalty. This is what her family would be saying if that was Brandt Jean. Hell, if Brandt Jean had shot and killed Amber Guyger, would he have made it to the jailhouse? He probably would have gotten shot. He probably never even made it to the county jail, not even to see a judge. But if, this is a big if Brandt Jean would have made it to see a judge, he wouldn't have got no black judge. it would have been an all-white jury, including a white judge. Brandt Jean would have gotten either death or he would have gotten life in prison. So you can't tell me that Brandt Jean or any other black person would have gotten 10 years. Automatic life or the death penalty had a black person killed Amber Guyger. And you know, Texas, you know, they carry the death penalty. In Florida and Texas, there are more people on death row than any other states, which is Texas and Florida. Now, another thing that that I was dissatisfied with is with Judge Tammy Kemp. Giving that young woman a Bible is one thing, and then you give her a hug. Now, also too, that was in one of those videos, but I couldn't catch it. I couldn't get it. But there was a female bailiff, a black bailiff, was straightening Amber Guyger's hair and all that. I mean, what kind of crap is that? That's some real mammy shit right there. I don't know who needs to be on a pancake box. Either the bailiff or Judge Tammy Kemp. Because right now, both of them are acting like Aunt Jemimas. Both of them. And this is you know, overall, 10 years, that's all she got. Was 10 years. What kind of shit is that? Hell, she'll be out in 3 to 5. And chances are, and they're gonna make sure she gets out within 5 years. They're gonna make sure of that, because they're not gonna put her in gym pop. They're not. And another thing too, what pisses me off with this young man, the victim's brother. I got a question for this young brother. Brother, had that been a sister shot and killed your brother, would you be forgiving like you forgiving this white girl? Would you have told that sister, I don't want you to go to jail, I want the very best for you? Or would you have asked that judge, can I give this sister a hug? Would you have forgiven that sister if she had shot and killed your brother? But I noticed one thing, the mother is outraged. She is outraged over this. Very outraged. And I can't blame her, because Amber Guyger's family can come to the prison to see her, but this young brother's family has to go to the graveyard. You can't talk to a dead person. They're not going to hear that. They're not going to hear you or see you coming to the graveyard to come and visit them. In 10 years, she got a slap on the wrist. A slap on the wrist. And that's real. And like I said, you know, black folks, you got too much religion. Some of you are so blind you can't even realize that Christianity, just like any other religion, if you pick up that Bible and you read it for yourselves, Jesus did not say nowhere in that Bible that he was a religion. Jesus only said was religion is nothing but only keeping the commandments of God. Even though he said respect was religion, he did say that, but he never said that he was a religion. He really didn't. And like I said, you know, that's why as I gotten older, I don't have a religion, but I do try to keep the commandments of God. And I am a sinner. I'm no better than nobody else. We're all sinners. The Bible says that man is sinful, period. We all fall short of the glory of God. That's what he said. That's what the Bible says. But some people, like white folks, they take their Bible and they take away and they add this and they add that. You know, because during slavery, black people just had to listen to what the white man said out of that Bible. And some of the things that it was telling the slaves weren't even true. We weren't meant to be slaves. And some of us today still have that slave mentality. Like Judge Kemp. Like this young man. Brandt Jean. And the lady, the bailiff, the black bailiff, female bailiff, prepping up Amber Guyger's hair like a slave. It's time to wake up, black people. It's time. We got to stop turning the other cheek all the time. And much as I love Dr. King, but I just didn't agree with what he was saying about turning the other cheek, non-violence. You hit me, I'm hitting the hell out of you back. And by him saying stuff like this young brother, by him saying stuff like that, I love you and I don't want you to go to jail. You know, this is why people don't take us seriously. That's why people take us as if we're some kind of a joke. It's time to get real. It's time to get real, black people. We got to start demanding justice. Yeah, they signed a civil rights bill, but our civil rights are still being violated. So, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. But I'm definitely disappointed with what was going on. Because had this been a white judge, and if Brandt Jean was on the other end and he killed this girl, he wouldn't have gave him no Bible. He wouldn't have gave him no hug. That white judge would have threw the book at him, man or woman. Man or woman judge. They would have threw the book at him. And the prosecuting attorneys would have requested for the death penalty or life in prison if they couldn't get the death on Brandt Jean or anybody else. And I hope that this video gets the attention that it needs, because black people need to hear this. And I'm out. Oh yeah, I forgot to add a little something. Black people, we all should have a relationship with God. Don't get me wrong. I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe that Jesus was the Son of God. But Jesus never said that he was a religion, and you need to stop practicing Christianity. It's a hate religion. The Klan uses that religion faithfully. They burning crosses and hanging black people. And Christianity religion also teaches black people to hate one another, but to love their oppressor. Once again, Christianity teaches black people to hate themselves, and to hate each other, but to love their oppressor. That's not something I would want to follow. So just keep that in mind. And another thing too about that prosecution, they really wasn't trying to prosecute this girl, because one of the witnesses that lived in that complex had video, and she heard 2 shots, and she taped Amber Guyger walking up and down pacing, knowing that she messed up, that she killed this guy for no reason. And they wouldn't use that. So the prosecution was trying to help her. They was trying to help Amber Guyger. They don't give a damn about Brandt Jean. They don't. So we need to keep that in mind, okay? And black people, you know what? Stop practicing the Christianity religion. You can have a relationship with God, but once again, Jesus never said in that Bible that he was a Christian. The word Christian and Christianity is a white man's word, and it's a white man's religion. Peace.